Good evening, mortals and monsters, and welcome back to another episode of the Fables of Alaemyr. I'm your Dungeon Master, Jay Stiver, leading our intrepid adventurers on their epic journey. Allow me to introduce our band of heroes. First off, we have Nathaniel as the gallant and troubled Sir Alan Starr.
That one is here.
Next we have Ian, embodying the timeless Warforged with more to say than words to say them.
Voice line.
I feel like I should change your intro, Ian, just because you have a ton to say, but you never share with anybody. I think it's like a choice. So maybe we have Ian playing the tight-lipped and never helpful. And that's not true. So you're helpful, but like
tight-lipped and no-lipped.
Tight-lipped and no-lipped. Burke.
The information is useful when it's relevant.
It has never been relevant up to this point, but that's all right. Next, we have Peercy, channeling the musical and hopeful, albeit confused, Talon Heartland.
Hello?
Yay! And finally, sorry, Peercy, didn't mean to cut you off.
Nope.
And finally, we have Allie, portraying the commanding Lady Vesper de Lath.
Yeah, I guess I'm here.
Okay, cool, perfect. As we delve into the world of Alaemyr, just like to remind our watchers and listeners, if y'all are staring at your screens, which is allowed, you can dig even deeper into our journey. If you're eager to learn more, History of the Black Doves, you can check out our website. You can scan any of the fun QR codes that are cycling below my dope avatar. Also check out our Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. More on that later. With all that said and done, I would love to get into that recap because we have some cool stuff tonight. Last time, our heroes had kind of an interesting night. After long anticipation, the party, the Moon Festival, that I feel like we've been planning for ages now, both in and out of game, finally arrived. Unfortunately, before the party even could start, Talon was attacked by an assassin. And unfortunately for the assassin, was very ill-informed and ill-prepared. For one Vesper plus one candlestick equals a real bad time for our poor assassin.
Mm-hmm.
He was quickly, with some just real bedroom parkour, was bludgeoned not quite to death, but into unconsciousness without much of a fight. Burke and Sir Starr arrived additionally to quickly help subdue this poor assassin, who we learned his name is Brennan, because rather than taking him out, our terrifying band of spies and infiltrators decided to befriend is a strong word, but convince him through magical and roleplay means that he had done his job, he's great friends with everybody, and to go back and report. He was then followed up to a really nice establishment in one of the lower wards, the Four-Figured Lady, one of the most premier brothels in the land. And you guys were able to track down him reporting to some kind of suspicious, kind of like some old guy with some clout at the bar, and followed him along. Sir Starr also dropped some rubies that he put up some magical tracking on. I think it was an arcane mark, correct me if I'm wrong, to allow him to be able to see where that guy spends his money. And just kind of made sure that you had an eye on this assassin. Afterwards, it was time to head to the party. Y'all rested and got dressed and headed out. Talon spoke a little bit with Duke Harold Hartford, informing him of his poisoning, of which he was able to shrug off due to the help of Sir Starr's holy hands. That sounds sexier than I meant it, or does it? Who knows? And was able to then act and perform as if he were poisoned, keeping an eye out for someone who would be less than pleased to see Talon arrived at the party and in fine playing condition, trying to suss out who could have been the person that poisoned him. Because you weren't able to get it from the assassin, which I probably should have mentioned that in the right order. That's okay. Talon was able to meet with the hauntingly beautiful daughter of Lord Hartford and his potential betrothed, Raylan Hartford. Burke was able to spend a little bit of time speaking with Kravos. It was a very short and curt conversation. Sir Star spoke with Maestro Linux a short time. And Vesper spoke with the Duchess Keon, tried to garner support for her making a move to be the Master of Coin. I believe that was all of the major points of what happened last time. It is currently, for context, the 19th of Melody. It is a few hours after sunset. It's a bit of a chilly night, but with everyone having a glass of some warm beverage or another, alcoholic or otherwise, definitely keeps the night's chill at bay. There is lovely music in the air. Dozens of bards are performing at their best. And you are here upon the king's estate. I'd like to quickly... why don't we start with Sir Star? Sir Star, you have just recently spoken with the Master of Secrets, and you all went your separate ways. The night is yours. I know it's kind of a bit of a green field right now, but if you have any questions, I'd be glad to help you see what's around.
What's Talon doing?
I think Talon's flirting. Awkwardly. Maybe not flirting. He is speaking with Rayland.
Right.
Gotcha.
And pretending to
Yeah.
still be poisoned.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Star is really keeping an eye on Talon and scanning the crowd for anyone that might be paying Talon too much attention.
Ooh, okay, okay. Why don't you give me a stealth and a perception roll, please?
Okay. It is a 24 for stealth.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. I forgot what that cloak does.
Gives others
Uh,
disadvantage on perception checks against you.
Thank you. Cool.
And keeps you toasty.
Also true.
And, sorry, what would you say the other one was?
Perception, please.
That is a dirty 20.
Nice. Okay. You're looking for someone who has too much attention on Talon. Talon, you're with Raylan right now. Is there any place you're trying to walk around to? Are you trying to go somewhere somewhat secluded? Or are you just kind of looking around, getting hors d'oeuvres and drinks and just chit-chatting?
Yeah, just kind of doing that. I mean, wherever she wants to go, basically,
Okay.
is where we're going
Okay.
and wants to do. I know that she likes to gossip, so and I know some of the gossip. So
Excellent. Yeah, so she will probably find a place to sit. She's not one to stand for extended periods of time.
Mhm.
So there's probably a lovely gazebo that you two will be sitting at and speaking.
and as long as I'm not supposed to be playing, because
Sure.
I know there are certain times I do have to play things.
Yes, there will be. Cool. All right, Sir Star. What you do see is a kind of a younger male human, maybe in his early 20s, pretty tall, 6'2", 6'3", and pretty widely built. He's in the colors of House Telgamore, and he has a kind of a formal fencing rapier on his hip, and you see him kind of giving Talon, the side eye as he's speaking with Rayland.
Okay. And he keeps scanning.
Yeah, all good.
And
that's-
Sir Star is at a distance, too. He's not like,
Oh, I didn't
within
think you're
20
right up in
feet,
there.
Yeah.
Sure. So, some probably a guard, some nobody that you recognize. That being said, I don't think you're super familiar with Tyrian nobility. Give
He
me a
is
history roll.
not. All
Yeah, give
that
me a history roll.
familiar. He's gonna know the big movers, and that's really
Right.
History's not a thing for me. That's an 11.
Okay. Yeah, you don't recognize him. Maybe an enforcer, maybe a noble, a lesser noble. You're not sure, but the guy is built. Cool.
Doesn't seem like a sneaky type.
He does not. He's about as wide as a fridge.
Are his fists covered in poison?
Barrel chested.
Yes, that's a much better description. One that is appropriate for time period. Talon. Unless you got anything else, I don't mean to cut away from you, Nathaniel. But if you're gonna be focusing on Talon, let's see what that Talon.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, definitely keep going back and forth and doing whatever. Like, that really is Sir Star's goal for the night. And he kind of stated that already at the time of the poisoning, that, like, he's looking out for his friend and trying to figure out some shit that was going on.
Perfect. All right, Talon. You are sitting with Raylan. She's definitely dressed in her best. Her clothing and hair are done in an immaculate way, and she is sitting her back straight and conversing with you, discussing a little bit about the gossip of the court going on right now.
Yeah, I'll just go back and forth with her.
Sure.
I believe I made some rolls last session to know and have a few things. And
Okay, so one of the things, did I tell those to you already, or was I going to give them to you between session?
I thought you were going to give them to me between sessions, but that's
All right. Well, I have them written down, so I'll let you know things that you know and things that she knows. Something that you do know is through the court gossip, Lady Everest Telgamore, who is the youngest daughter of House Telgamore,
I have a I have a suggestion. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
DM me that stuff.
I can do that. I will do that while somebody else is doing some RP, so I don't have dead air. But I have some stuff I can definitely share with you, and we'll go to that.
Yeah.
Had
So-
anyone else been spotted looking at Talon?
Not in a way that you would find odd. Definitely, Sir Harold Hartford comes by to speak with them for a moment, with Talon speaking with his daughter.
Probably somewhere in that time, then Sir Star would head over to the young male of House Telgamore.
Sure.
He would kind of swagger up. You can't quite tell if it's style or maybe a bit too much drink. And he would walk up to the young male, and he is in his disguise, of course, with his cane disguising his sword. And
Right.
he would just do like a fake, a mock on guard. He would walk up to the young man. Evening, young man. On guard. And he swaggers over a little too far back.
Okay. Trying to seem that you are intoxicated.
Yeah, just a little bit
Okay.
as he breaks the ice.
No. He says, "Be careful,
He's
sir."
coming off as unassuming,
Sure. Why don't you give me?
A deception.
Yeah, I like deception. Deception works there.
It's not drunk.
Mhm.
That is a 27.
Hell yeah, great. He goes, you see him straighten up. He goes, "Oh, sir, let me. You should sit down." He kind of tries to guide you over to somewhere, a nearby bench near one of the fountains locally. Just
Oh, my. Aren't you a dear?
he bows at the waist, and is, "Is there anything I can get you, sir?"
In this moment, nothing. I'm just wandering around, enjoying this party, but I couldn't help but notice just a smidge of a dour look upon your beautiful face. And I was wondering what could have put it there, and I hoped maybe I could bring a smile to it.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Okay. Actually, not trained in. But that is going to be a 15.
Nice. As you speak with this, trying to just kind of get a penny for his thoughts, you see him kind of it's nothing you need to concern yourself with, sir. Just keeping an eye on questionable individuals, trying to make sure everyone is safe this evening.
Ah,
Yourself is
well,
included, of course.
thank you, young man. I truly appreciate your use of strength at tonight's party. Surely I could offer a bit of wisdom, if you needed it.
Sir, and he kind of
There's nothing that comes with older age. It is, hopefully, at least a bit of wisdom.
yes, sir. What I would be glad to take any wisdom you would be able to offer me.
Now, you should hopefully lean on those around you. And if you see a threat, hopefully you would impart that upon one such as myself. What shady characters do I need to look for? Maybe I could go give him a thrashing for you. Gives him a wink.
Give me an intimidation roll.
Okay. That is a 19.
Hell yeah, love it. In my mind, as you give him a wink, you can hear the sound of creaking wood as your hand's grip tightens on your cane, and any semblance of infirmity is for a moment dispelled. He kind of straightens up and bows to you. Sir, I am ensuring that Lady Rayland will not be taken advantage of. She's very delicate and special woman, and it's important that she is protected from the world. He kind of says. His cheeks get a little red.
The young flower has caught your attention. I see the passions of youth in their work.
He blushes a bit deeper. No, sir.
Or
not,
looks over in that direction and then looks back to this young man. I guess you... I didn't get your name, actually. My apologies. You may call me Dixon.
Down your pseudonym. Thank you, Dixon. Ralph. So my name, sir.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, Ralph. So I see it must be that bard over there that's got your eye currently.
My only concern is to make sure that the lady is safe.
Okay. So I have nothing to worry about against such bard. I'd hope to enjoy some of his music. That's that hot what is that's that hot boy, isn't he?
Yes, sir. The
Ah,
Heartland. The new
Hot.
bard for the estate. Seems to be rather friendly with the lady.
Ah.
Not appropriate, in my opinion.
Well, I'm sure Lady Rayland would appreciate such a strapping young man keeping an eye on her.
He seems to stand up a little straighter. Yes, sir.
And surely there's some young roses here that would want to pay you some attention.
You see him kind of start for a second, kind of look around. Sir,
No, you just let me know, young Ralph. I could put in a good word for you. I may be no one of importance, but I could come off as sweet and endearing at times.
thank you, sir. I'm afraid that attracting the eye of any of the great or minor houses may be a bit beyond my capabilities, but I thank you for the kind words.
Especially with that attitude. Have some more faith in yourself, young man. He gives him a nice pat on his big, strong arms.
Mhm. He kind of stands a little straighter. Do you really think so, sir? I think that
I think any woman, or at least many women, would be proud to have a son by you. You seem to have some strong genes.
you see him look around for a passing waiter, grabs a glass of some amber, strong-smelling liquid, downs it. He straightens his shoulders. Thank you, sir. Puts it down. Yes, and he walks straight over to Talon and Rayland.
That's probably fine.
Oh boy. Oh no.
Great. I also remembered actually where I got the hot goss. It
Your
was
star
not from my own
disappears
roll.
into the crowd as that's happening.
That's
What'd you
hilarious.
say?
Sir
Yep.
Star disappears into the crowd as that's happening.
Yeah, I'm sure this is exactly what you wanted, right? Just sort of some shit? Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Um,
I mean, we'll see where it takes us. I don't know. I'll see what happens. Yeah, Peercy, you said you can figure out what the goss?
yeah, I remember where it came from. Actually, it wasn't from me. It was from Vesper feeding Talon
Ah, that's very likely.
stuff.
Yep. I've been in tier for weeks, baby. I got
Yep.
some news.
You got some of the good goss, and so I gave you one of those.
Yeah.
And Peercy, one thing that Talon would definitely know whether you remember or not. Actually, Vesper. Sorry, Allie. Did Vesper name drop her previous betrothal?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
she would have told everybody because just on the off chance somebody tries to make a scene, since this is her first like real public appearance, probably, or like not her first, but like
Right.
the first one where she's making moves, you know?
Sure. So, Peercy, Talon would recognize the name Sergio Triton
Mhm.
was Vesper's old betrothal.
Old in
He
more ways than
is.
one.
What's up?
I said old in more ways than one.
Old in more ways than one, indeed. He is not the current heir. His son is, but he's been unsuccessfully attempting to find a new bride
Got
a
it.
number of times. Vesper was one. Vesper decided to fuck off and go AWOL, which was a whole bit of embarrassment and a bunch of drama from that as well.
Yeah,
so
sure.
that's why that name sounds familiar.
Okay.
From the hot goss you got earlier. So
Okay.
cool.
Yeah, so while we'll be chatting, and she tells me whatever she says, which I don't know what she's saying.
Well, if you want to know, so let me go through my notes real fast. So the current word is that Lady Gillian Juniper has accused quietly Marissa Linux of absconding with a precious jewel in the last affair. Scandalous, really. To be able to speak of it so openly and so boldly. Of course, Lady Lix denies this, but clearly a slight nonetheless. Their houses are not speaking well of each other.
It seems rather risky to steal the family jewels, don't you think?
And bold? Risky? And just foolish? Honestly, I hope it's true. It's so good.
Oh, you know,
Okay.
I've from what I understand, the Lady Elverest is Tulgamor's youngest daughter.
Yes, lovely woman.
Yes,
She's the one who's the betrothed of Lord Triton, yes?
Yeah. From what I understand, she's been having a secret
Talon?
rendezvous with a knight from House
No.
Porter. Yes. Don't know his name,
No!
but that's supposedly
Oh.
the case.
Do you think he's here tonight?
Probably, if he's a
We
knight.
have to. We have to go find him.
Fine, let's.
Excellent. Okay. And then as around this time, the two are kind of laughing and chit-chatting. Just a mammoth, beast of a man kind of walks over. And kind of stands over you and Rayland.
Yeah.
He goes, sir, I believe that he like stands up and he gets down, kind of squats down, and he takes Lady Raylan's hand. Lady Raylan, I wanted to say that you are beautiful, and I've been in love with you for forever, and you shouldn't be speaking with the bards. That people will talk, and that's not the way of this. But I know I can make you happy, and my name's Ralph. And you just see him kind of stuttering and stopping, and just kind of squatting himself between Talon and Rayland.
My name is
Aw,
Ralph.
no.
Is the addendum. Just fucking slayed me.
Talon's trying really hard not to just laugh loudly.
Yep. And
He kind of side eyes Raylan.
she just kind of makes just kind of a quick shrug of the shoulders. That's very Ralph, let me introduce to you Talon Hartford. This is my betrothed.
A curt bow.
Kind of looks at you.
Sir?
God, I'm so sorry. And he just kind of runs away, looking for someone in the crowd, and just bolts off in the other direction.
Oh. Wow. I mean, he's not wrong, though. You are.
Okay,
beautiful.
thank you, but that was weird, right?
Yeah, that was very weird.
Great impressions. Hi. That doesn't happen a lot. I promise.
Well,
Um,
I'm certain that someone saw that.
She just kind of looks around and just kind of shrinks into herself and kind of gets down the gazebo. Oh God, people are staring. Can you get me out of here?
Yeah, it's fine. Let's go somewhere else. Let's see if we can find Lady Everest and her handsome knight brooder lover.
Oh, please, let's. And why don't you give me a stealth roll with disadvantage as you try to kind of, this poor, embarrassed woman who's just trying to shrink into her own. Charisma stealth.
Charisma stealth. Blend into the
Charisma
crowd.
stealth. Yeah, let's do that.
Sure.
And as you try to just kind of hide her into the crowd and just have, that scene, which
Okay.
people aren't, it's now a new piece of hot goss that someone else is talking about.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's fine. That's a 14 with disadvantage, right? Oh, charisma,
Okay.
though, not dex.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Let me add 2 more of that. 16.
16. Cool. All right. So,
Side note:
yep.
Sir Star has rolled a 20 on perception to keep tracking him.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't think you were going to get away from Sir Star.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless he rolled like significantly above a 20, I wasn't going to worry about it. I think your
got it.
passive is what, 19? Your passive perception, Nathaniel?
17.
Oh, my bad. Okay. So, yeah, it's still definitely up there. Yeah, so you're able to kind of duck and weave a little bit. If you don't mind me taking a little of artistic license, you kind of throw your cloak over her, maybe steal her shoes, and you kind of just start scurrying off into a crowd of some sort and head into
I mean, I do have
one of the
minor
gardens.
illusion.
Ooh, that's even better. Yeah, you know what? Go for it. Describe. I want to hear.
Yeah, so I'll more likely like I like the idea of like throwing the cloak over her, right?
Yep.
And then just like let me read minor illusion real quick. And then create the sound, right, of something like some horns going off in the distance to get people's attention with
Love it.
as I pull, like, I got a little bit of fleece in my hand, and it's just somatic and material components. So it's like in the flurry of the cloak, it's and a little goes off to make people look the other way, and then we just kind of trot.
Yeah.
Or to try it. Like, it may work, it may not, right? But a little bit of a distraction.
Sure.
That's about it.
You hear her do a small gasp and a giggle as you cast some magic to hide her, and you go running off. Yeah, into one of the secluded gardens to go look, see if you can hunt down Lady Everest.
Yeah.
See if she can find if she's rendezvousing with anybody. So you rolled a stealth, perfect, excellent. Love it. All right. Well, you guys are going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's check in with Vesper. Vesper, where you at?
I got a list
Oh, I like
of
lists.
people that I would like to schmooze with
Okay.
at various
let's-
points.
All right.
So, I guess we'll start at the top. I'm also trying to find Malik Triton. Just get an eyeball on him. I don't want to talk to him, maybe.
Okay.
But I want to
So
know where
Sergio's son.
he is. Yeah.
Great.
The one who's big mad at me, you know?
Well, yeah, you insulted his dad.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't blame him for being big mad at me, but I want to get eyeballs on him at some point.
It's a
so
little
that I
awkward because I think he's older than you by a few years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
so
was,
he's
the whole
big
situation was
mad-
weird.
He's big mad at you for not being his mom.
Yeah.
Which is just nobles are weird.
Yeah, well, if he stopped and thought about that for more than a few seconds, he'd understand it was weird, but, I've still insulted his whole family or whatever, so,
Yeah,
fine.
it's not. Yeah, it's
So I don't want to
it's
approach him,
fun.
but I want to know where he is,
Okay.
or if he's here, which I'm sure he is.
As the head of the house, Triton, he is here. Let me double check. I have so many notes about what everybody's doing. See here right now, early in the evening. He's actually probably presenting one of the performers. In one of the, I want to call it a river. It's not. It's a giant fountain. There's a whole fountain that basically bisects, not really bisects, but goes throughout the entire length of the estates. And some of that water pools into bigger areas, just like a small, 20, 30-foot wide pond that is kind of out on one of the outcrops. Around one of those lovely water features, there is a performance happening where Lord Triton, Malik, is presenting that to the noble society at large.
Okay.
There are a number of water ballerinas, kind of a dance musical performance that involves people that are very comfortable in the water and some water manipulation. It's pretty skilled. Very cool.
Okay.
And
So-
he is presenting that.
I guess we don't need to spend a ton of time on this one, but what does House Triton, what do they do? What's their thing?
Okay.
Because
Pull all that stuff up.
Vesper has been thinking about this, and she needs to smooth some things over, obviously.
Sure.
So it's like all right, what do they do? What could they use? What does my family or my current position have that could begin to make up to him the slight.
Sure. Okay, so House Triton, they are guides and protectors to all of the undersea trade that exists in the Bay of Wings.
Okay.
Which, for those of you who remember the map, is the big body of water that is attached to Tyr's borders. They are aquatic diplomats, really.
Okay. Noted.
So that's what they do and who they are. So some of their performers are not humanoids. You
Sure.
see some beautiful aquan creatures that are also performing, as they are pulling some favors and some strings to make cool things happen.
I'm gonna file that away for later then, because I got to brainstorm. But just
Mhm.
get an eyeball on him, and then do you want the list, or do you want me to just go one at a time? Or, like, do you want the list, and then you can tell me who's available, or do you want
Sure.
me to just?
Why don't you just fire me off the list and let you
All right.
know who can happen?
So
And
after
so-
Malik, it's Master of Secrets, Master of Commerce, the Regent, and I want to same thing I did with Malik Triton. I want to clock where the king is at some point a little later in the evening, when
Sure,
everybody's
something like
getting a little sloppy, you know.
Well, you may not have to wait that long for the king.
No,
Okay,
but I want to
so-
wait a little longer for everybody else.
Perfect. All right, so real quickly, Malik Triton, the Master of Secrets, the Master of Commerce, the Regent, and King
King
Tyrman.
Tyrman,
King
yep.
Shit. I have not said his name in so long that I forget how to pronounce his name.
Spell it.
I will grab it. I'm going to look up the spelling. All right. In my Tier Noble Houses documents, thankfully I prepared all this stuff. Cadin, Cadin, King Cadin the Fifth,
CAE.
Cadin. Cadin the Fifth. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, so, give me a perception roll. See if you can kind of look around, see who's who and who's what's what.
18.
Okay. The only person that you clock the Master of Commerce and the Regent, who are both members of House Telgamore. The Regent's name is Nadian, Naidian, and where's the Master of Secrets? Oh, I have to modify my stuff. Apologies.
Master of Commerce, you mean?
Master of Commerce, thank you.
She's the gnome. She was a gnome OG, but she must be a Hofflin now. With the really long name, because Vesper knows her a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Commerce, not coin. I mixed them up. Yeah.
Well, if he's here too, then yes, but I don't want to talk to him.
Fair enough. I was thinking bold choice, but all right. Hey,
No.
by the way, buddy, I'm gunning for your job. Deal with it.
Deal with it, bitch.
Oh my god, I wish I had all this stuff still.
Is it the same as we had at OG?
I believe so.
Are you ready for this? Do you remember?
Oh my god, it was
This
the name was
is
60 names
Lady.
long.
Yes, because you
Yep,
thought it was
yep,
funny,
yep.
and I wrote it down. Lady Fenfina Yildisa Santina Chimera.
That's right.
She's
Yeah,
a
She's not a
little
gnome
old-
anymore, but yes.
Yeah, she's a little old Hofflin woman. I assume Hofflin because
Yes.
she's not a gnome.
There-
Yeah,
No gnomes, because that's before I killed all the gnomes on my world. And I mean by killed, I mean removed them. It's fine.
they went to the Great Gnome
Minecraft.
Farm upstate. Yep.
They're
They all joined the gnome
underdog
farm.
Gnomes now.
I mean, to find out why, come to an AMA. Or, don't, 'cause I'm not going to tell you yet. But you can come to an AMA anyways.
He won't even
Or
tell
what?
us. So good luck with that question.
Yeah, so if I tell people, no one can tell my players, because that's the rule, because they can't know.
But Lady Fenfina or Lady Chimera, depending on how she prefers to speak addressed.
Yeah. All right, let me just pull up her sheet. Because her name is just
Chen
ridiculous. It's
Chimera,
Mm-hmm.
Lady Funk.
Lady Funk. Hell yeah.
It's a good one.
Okay. So I will probably start with her if she's obvious to me and not
Yeah.
clearly in the middle of a deep argument.
Yeah, she is, and what we're gonna do so I don't just stall forever while I look for her, we're just gonna run with it, and I'll add it to her character sheet later.
This will
It's
be
gonna
fine.
be fine. I will find her later.
Luckily for you, we record all these.
Yep, and that's how I take notes better after the end of the thing. I listen to recordings and take notes on that. All right.
Also, just to remind everyone, Sir Star did inspire everyone at the start of the day.
Yup.
15
Good.
10 pip points.
Face this tiny halfling lady just tries to beat the shit out of me.
Hey, you never know.
You know? Yeah, I probably deserve it. All right.
I mean, oh god, do I want that? That'd be stupid and funny.
Smacking
All
me
right.
with her very real cane.
Yeah, very just all right. So she is little old Hofflin woman who is actually seated near Malik's presentation, watching.
Sure.
So they're actually in the same general vicinity, and she's just kind of keeping, watching and clapping politely.
Mhm.
She doesn't seem super like ooh and awing. She's observing and appreciative, but somewhat
Mhm.
reserved in her countenance, which she's known for.
Yeah, so I will scurry up to her and kind of, do that respectful thing of you're kind of bending down, but not too much because you don't want to seem like you're stooping in a
Right.
disrespectful way, especially
Mhm.
because she's a little halfling lady who's sitting down.
And she's sitting down.
Yep. So,
She's got a nice booster seat. It's fine.
yeah. Well, she's got to be able to see. But yeah, Vesper will approach and give a respectful curtsy and Lady Chimera, if you have a moment of your time, perhaps when you're finished watching the performance, or if you'd prefer a distraction from such.
She smiles at you, holds up a finger, pats the seat next to you, and just after it's over, dear. We don't
Yep.
get these too often.
I will sit next to her and wait it out.
Sure. It's a lovely performance that actually Malik is involved in to some extent. The water seems to tower 50, 60 feet high in some places as the small little lake turns into a grand tsunami where there are 4 different tiers of performers singing and playing different instruments. There are conch shells that make it a beautiful resonant sound, and at some point like a killer whale or some large shark or something
Whole ass
bursts
whale.
out of it. Whole ass whale just comes out, and comes out of the top, crests and splashes into the pond, and then seems to disappear. It's not deep enough for him, but
Mm-hmm.
seemed to be a whole ass whale. It looked like a real whale. Didn't look like an
Mhm.
illusion, but
Mm-hmm.
some pretty cool performances. And there is a large number of applause in this matter. And Malik takes a deep bow, but does give you the stink eye as in just for a half second as he looks around and sees you there, kind of standing and watching.
I'm gonna do my best to give him, and I think this is a high society kind of thing, and also a thing that Vesper's probably perfected to like communicate with a facial expression, a lot of
Mhm.
emotion very quickly, because that's
Right.
kind of the thing you got to do,
Mhm.
So I'm just going to try to make a face that will come across to him as like, I'm sorry, buddy, I get it. Like genuine, kind of cringing at myself emotion, and the like, if you want to chat about it later.
Yeah.
Just
Give me a
he's trying to get a
pers-
lot across with the
Sure,
facial
give me a-
expression, but if he's giving
Give
me
me
the
a
stink eye, that means
persuasion.
he's looking at me for a second.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all right.
Give me a persuasion with disadvantage. This is a complex charade you're doing in a
Yeah, but we're doing our best.
second. We're giving it a go.
Well, I rolled a 15 and a 19, so that's a 25.
Oh hell yeah!
Yep.
Holy shit. Okay. What do you? All right. In 2 sentences, what do you want him to get?
I want him to understand. Sorry, man. I'm a really changed person now. If you want to talk about it so that I can try to make it up to you and there's no bad blood between our families, like, come find me.
Okay. Cool. He gives you a stink eye, and then his eyes kind of open and he blinks at you. And his expression softens for just a second, and then he turns around and continues bowing. And
Yeah.
as he turns around and grabs his formal clothes, now that he's no longer covered in water, he
in that
sheds all the water from him. Yep.
between where he's like giving me the stink eye, I make whatever face that must fucking be, and he's like, oh, okay, and like clocks it. I gave him the tiniest little wave, like, yeah, hi.
He does wave back, even if he looks a little
Why am I
nonplussed
waving?
about it.
I gotta go.
Love. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, I kind of
Okay.
turn and
Which love that word.
nonplussed is a good word. I turn to Lady Kimara and say, well, that's something I'll deal with later. Would you like to walk or sit?
That certainly depends on the topic of conversation. What
Let's-
shall we be speaking upon?
Let's walk.
So she kind of gets up, grabs her little cane,
Mhm.
and after you, dear.
I clearly do the thing where I go to offer her my arm and then realize it doesn't make any goddamn sense. And so I hold out my hand to help her up and then see if she continues to take it or wants to.
She doesn't. She
Yeah.
gets up. I've been able to get up on myself for going on 90 years now. I think I can do it once more without your help.
Well,
Appreciate it, though.
thought I'd offer. And I'll take her for a turn around, the outer gardens where everybody goes when they want to have a private conversation. So,
Right.
but not too far. And I'll broach the conversation, I guess, by saying, Lady Kimara, if you don't mind my being so bold, what are your feelings on our current Master of Coin?
She kind of clocks you. We're going right for the jugular, are we?
Well,
What
I'm not
do I think
keeping
of my contemporary?
indeed, you must have some thoughts. Is he excellent
Oh, certainly.
peer, or could he...
He is very talented at keeping our economy running and a complete asshole to drink with.
not even good for a drink.
He is not a kind man. He is ruthless, but he is very efficient at his job.
I suppose that's more of a benefit than the other way around. I do
Why are you
wonder...
asking me?
Well, he's old.
She snorts. Aren't we all?
No, we're not. I smile, just to see if she is the type to appreciate a little ribbing or if she's scowling up at me.
She's scowling up at you.
Yeah. With that aside, things are difficult right now, Lady Kimara. And I have reason to suspect that not is all as it seems on the inside at the moment. So I was curious. I've trying to get a read on the Master of Coin very specifically. Because it may soon be that his job finds itself vacant.
That is a extraordinary accusation.
I'm not
Lady
accusing
Delay.
anybody. I'm not accusing anybody of anything, Lady Kimara.
You are implying that my contemporary will be out of a job, and by no desire of his own.
Potentially.
If I'm
He has every opportunity to take this with grace if it should happen.
And you would like to take his place then?
As it were. I would like to put my hat in the proverbial ring, should such a thing occur.
Why? It's no secret that you fled from any sort of political responsibilities a few scant years ago. What's changed? Why should I believe you are interested in putting your life of service ahead of your own wants?
8, nearly 9 years ago, Lady Chimera, a lot's changed since then, in my personal life and politically. For myself and for everyone in the nation of Tyr. It's no secret that the war's not going well.
We're holding our own.
Are we? For how long? It's been stagnant for ever since I can remember. And I've seen front lines of this war now, Lady Chimera.
There are no active engagements currently happening. There has not been a vampire attack in years.
There's not been a vampire attack in years. Rosebark, but weeks ago, Lady Chimera. Vampires behind the whole thing. I was there. My friends and I saved the damn city.
She narrows her eyes. I was led to believe it was a monster attack.
I pull my, the neck of my dress down so she can see bite marks on my neck, which are
Rogers.
probably from Rogers, but
Yep.
Yuri did bite me.
That's
So-
true. That's true. But that was months ago.
Yeah, but she doesn't know that.
Oh,
No,
that's
she doesn't.
good.
It was also
So I pull my thing down and I say, I was bitten by one of
She-
their generals.
she
Personally.
sees the bite marks and she immediately backs away from you
I've been seen to,
and holds
Lady-
up her staff or holds up her walking stick between the two of you.
I pull my collar back up and put out my hands and say, I've been seen to, Lady Chimera. No danger. They wouldn't have let me in here if I was a spawn. I still bleed. Look at, I pull up my lips so she can see my teeth.
She takes a small vial out of her sleeve. Then drink this.
Pop the cork and down it.
She sees
Oops,
her
just
kinda-
regular human poison.
That'd be really fucking funny. You know, if this is how I go, this is how I go. Balls to the wall, baby.
Let's go. You see her remain tense for a heartbeat, then 10, and then relax. Okay. So you're not one of them then?
I understand that it's difficult to perhaps envision what's going on when there's no active front lines, and there's heavy air quotes around those, of the war, but towns are being attacked left and right. There's the town... Before Rosebark, there was... What's the name of that tiny fucking town that was like the very first thing we discovered in this game that got...
That would have been back in, March of 2020.
Yep.
The answer is, fuck if I know,
Fuck
man.
if I know. Yep, hold on.
I remember there was a bunch of sheep that were killed, and
Yeah,
there was
well,
a farming town.
Yeah, we
Yep.
saved the
What
farmer,
was
and then
it?
we
Yep.
left,
Yeah.
and when we arrived in Tyr 2 weeks later, the town had been wiped off the map.
Yeah, it was just
Right.
fucking gone.
And that was happening
yep, yep.
all over.
Yep, and
Yes, it
it's
was.
happening all over. I don't know if I still have it written down anywhere. That was ancient fucking history.
That was before we were like, are we just going to keep playing this game? Huh.
That was before we were even a group together, really.
I was about to say,
Oh,
I
that's
think that was
right.
Before I
It
got
wa-
into the group.
Yeah,
Mhm,
it was
it
because
was.
it was Peercy and I. It was before Ian too, I think.
Fun fact, this game started with 10 PCs during COVID.
Yep.
And I split it into 2 games, and then we finally whittled it down and we're like, let's stream it. It'll be fun.
Tabaxi milk. Nope.
Linwood. It's called Linwood.
Oh, it was!
Yep.
That's
I
it.
was like, I know I wrote it down. That's like an important thing that I would write down. Said.
do
So I'll
love our
say,
Good call.
yee, that was like summer 2020.
Yeah, that was
Um,
better part of 4 years ago.
Linwood wiped off the map barely a month ago. It's happening
Okay.
everywhere. Tiny towns, a couple hundred people at most, gone overnight.
You see her start to deny it and then clap her jaws shut.
I've seen it. Them making a move on Rosebach would have worked too, and Rosebach's a much bigger city than anything they've tried before. If it wasn't for the quick thinking of a couple of people who happened to be there and the tenacity of their mayor, it'd be the same story.
So you would side with Krabos then? Open warfare?
No, absolutely not.
She kind of tilts
But
her
we
head.
do need to do something. Something more.
Give me a persuasion with advantage.
Advantage. Ooh, that's a 29.
Is that all?
Well, the other roll was a
couldn't
2,
pull 30?
but it was a 19. So no, I
You
couldn't. I
couldn't-
need a natural 20 to roll a 30. So
Well, maybe next
Yeah.
time.
yeah, maybe next time.
You monster.
Yep. Only a plus 10.
Fighters. The
Fighters.
charisma
What can I say?
of characters.
We took a whole feat for this.
I mean, it is that kind of game.
Yep.
She kind of looks at you. Kind of looks up at the sky. At the moon that is just barely over the horizon. The one that casts Nocturna in darkness. Maybe I am getting too old. Yes, something should be done.
And we have reason to believe that somebody on the inside is helping the outside in a negative way.
Her eyes immediately dart from the sky to you.
Wouldn't it be
Now
better
that
for them?
is an extraordinary accusation.
Good thing I have extraordinary. I don't know what the fucking word I'm looking for is.
Proof, evidence.
Good thing I am extraordinary. That's sure. She'll say it. I've learned a lot in the past 8 years.
If one of us is working with them, I cannot promise you will have my backing, but they certainly will not.
I've spoken with the Master of Secrets already.
Mr.
He's-
Linux.
He's doing what he does. I'm trying
Oh.
to prepare myself.
He has seen proof of what you say.
He has.
If our Master of Coin is nowhere to be found tomorrow, I will know what you say is true. Otherwise,
You don't.
I wish you luck.
I know what's true, regardless of what happens politically. I would appreciate your support, but I understand if you're reluctant at this time. What can I do to persuade you? I've been on the ground, the grassroots of this mess for some time now. And I have almost an accounting degree, so
That almost is helpful then.
it will be another couple of weeks. I'm doing the books for my family, which is a complicated endeavor, as I'm sure you can imagine. So, regardless of whether or not I become a peer, we'll be working together more.
What do I want? This war is not as dissatisfactory for everyone equally.
No, certainly not.
There is a group that is profiting greatly from the capital being in such disarray.
Mm-hmm.
There is talk within Skelgar of secession.
Hmm.
That is something we could not survive.
Certainly not.
You want my vote? Quell that thought and bring them back into the fold.
I suppose. There's always going to be an extraordinary order. All right. I hold my hand out.
She takes your hand and gives you a hard look in the eyes. You are no longer a girl, are you?
Just shakes her head very slowly, with a very serious expression on her face.
Lady Delaith? Hope to be working with you. Oh, excuse me, no, actually she says, "Oh, Baroness Delaith. May we work together in the future."
It was always meant for greater things than marriage to a Triton.
I will respectfully not tell him you said that.
He already hates my guts. But we're trying to change that too.
Well,
Give
that's
her
enough
an-
work for one night. I
Give her-
am going to get drunk. So excuse me.
Enjoy.
You hear her kind of going, "It's too much to ask for a day off." She kind of goes hobbling away on her cane.
Wait till she's out of earshot and say, yes, it's always too much to ask for a day off. You think she'd know that by now?
That she does.
All right. I'll scurry to my next target, but if you want to jump to somebody else.
I do want to go check in with Burke.
Yep.
In my head, which is probably not accurate, Burke has become a statue and is just kind of not moving for long enough. People have started to assume he's part of the scenery. That's my thought. So what are you
No.
actually doing?
I mean, same thing as before, just kind of testing the limits, seeing where he gets blocked off. Because, like, Burke has been to many of these parties, if not this exact same fucking party, since this is his second time through everything, because he got dragged back from the past.
Yep.
Or
Yeah,
from the future.
timey-wimey bullshit.
Yep.
Well,
So
it's possible that Burke was here the first time, though your memory was pretty fucking spotty this time. At this point in your previous timeline
yeah,
run through.
yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep, yeah.
What do we just do? Burke
Yep.
Prime, Burke Current? how about two equally ineffective titles for you, just so we can keep them straight?
Yeah, no, he's already got too many titles. Anyway, so
He really does.
generally, like, at this point in the timeline, this Tyr was not his enemy, so he had never really necessarily pushed boundaries, figured out defenses, things like that. And that all had come much, much later in the war after he betrayed everyone and tried to kill everybody.
Spoilers.
So this time he's just walking around, just checking out defenses, making sure, or not even making sure of anything. He doesn't particularly care. He knows when the place is going to fall, what year, everything like that. So it's just, like he's not looking to do anything of like extreme significance. He is just, just gaining little tidbits of knowledge, like who can he not approach within 30 feet? Who can he not, or where can he not go? Or how aggressive are the guards about him not going certain places?
So you are currently on the private estates of King Cadin V. This island, that's really what it is, 100 feet up in the air, contains the king's palace. You are in what's effectively a grand atrium. It's not exactly true because there is no ceiling above you. There's just a bunch of long buildings that are part of the palace that kind of line the outer 20-30% of the island. And in the middle are grand gardens, fountains, all this other beautiful nature, protected by the walls of the palace and 100-foot sheer cliff. Anytime you get near a building, you are given, people come to intercept you. How far do you want to push that?
Oh, not far at all.
Okay. Well, anytime you get near one of the entrances, you get some, sorry, sir, this is closed. Let me help you, head towards the party this way. Anybody who speaks with you is armed and walks as if they can carry themselves well.
Cool.
Rather than, the typical guards, these people look like they scars on their hands. Clocked as warriors, not guards.
Okay. Yeah, other than that, Burke's MO for parties has always been let the interesting people come to him rather than try to figure out who the interesting people are.
Sure.
And if no one comes, he'll just keep scouting around.
Okay.
He is also keeping a slight satellite on his party members, like trying to keep. He's not like wandering far enough that he'll get out of if somebody gets stabbed, he won't be able to hear a distance.
Okay, I mean that is difficult, as between what just Talon and Vesper have done and the ambience noise that's going on, and as kind of Talon's trying to stealth away with Raylan as they're going to try to find some hot goss, they're probably not within earshot of each other.
Yeah, that's
So
fine.
you'd have
He's
to
just
prioritize.
he's just trying to keep tabs on people.
Cool.
Vesper is always, as always, is top tier tabbing for him.
Okay. Give me a perception roll, please.
Okay.
At no point am I trying to be stealthy, just
Sure.
walking to have private conversations. And so
Yeah, I don't think that you're trying to stealth away and be, clandestine in any way. But at the same time, it's a party. And
Right.
there are loud performances and weird, cool, colorful geysers and music and,
If anything, as I'm talking to each person, because this might help Burke, which is why I'm cutting in, I sort of do that thing where you don't mind if people see who you're talking to, right? So
Sure. Okay. Okay, so you're being pretty open about this stuff. Awesome.
yeah, who I'm talking to. But then when the conversation gets serious, obviously it's more peeled away.
Yeah, have a private word about what favor you can do me and I can do you. It's
Yeah.
politics.
There's always it's all politicking, but
yeah, Burke, give me a perception roll, please.
22.
Okay. You're able to keep a pretty good eye on Vesper. You saw some big buff guy go over to Talon at some point and then run away crying. You didn't know he had it in him, but he seems to be taking care of himself tonight. Sir Star is nowhere to be seen, but you kind of expected that. And Vesper is talking to some small human-like thing.
Wow. The
one tiny
disrespect.
human lady than one even tinier gnome or halfling lady.
Yep.
Yes, I
Hofflin.
am aware of what Hofflins are. Thank you. Not all flesh beings that hide are just children.
Yeah, because those would be must arm with crossbows. I did a stupid hashtag at some point during this damn show.
Do
All
I
right,
want to know?
I'll beat myself about it later.
Okay, cool. Yeah, if nobody like specifically approaches Burke, he will be happy just remaining on the outskirts and trying
do
to
get
keep
somebody
tabs, but
coming up
he
to you.
is starting to lose tabs on people, but that's fine.
All good.
If
Let me
everybody's gone, he might start panicking a little bit.
and when Burke panics, buildings fall down.
Mhm.
Let me take a quick look. It would probably be someone in Juniper. Let me pull this up. So a small, elegantly dressed Hofflin, with not terribly long, but I don't know how to describe this length. Maybe down to his ears, parted in the middle, kind of maybe a early 2000s boy band kind of haircut, in a lavish cloak and a fine dagger. Approaches you. So, what are you? He kind of looks you up and down.
I am Burke. I'm ancient.
Cool. Well, nice to meet you.
And you?
He holds out a little hand, and then he kind of thinks better of it, and he holds out a little walking stick to you, like to shake, because you're so much taller than him. Elias Yolen.
Burke does shake the stick.
He shook a stick at it.
Yeah. Must be pretty fancy to be at this place.
I've got friends.
Yeah, friends are good. Kind of. You one of them war forges, huh?
Exactamundo.
He kind of was at a startled kind of exhalation. Wait, you have humor?
That I do.
Oh. Well, I feel like a right bastard. I thought y'all were just automata. You know what? That sounds really, really terrible. I'm sorry. Let me try this again. Nice to meet you. My name's Elias. It's lovely to make your acquaintance, Burke of Warforge.
Haberjean Forgeborn. To be
Nice to
exact.
meet you, Haberjean. I'm actually going to roll a nice little history roll. Nope. Haberjean Forgeborn. It is a pleasure to meet your acquaintances.
Why are you fancy?
I have a house. House Yolan. It's we're over in Juniper. You travel much?
Some.
Well, it's Juniper's lands are to the east over the Everrise Mountains. That's where I'm from. We do some good trade.
In the past future, has Burke's war bands been through Juniper?
They have, and more importantly, you recently had a kind of a weird flashback, flash forward memory of you walking Bernadette.
Bassinet.
Sorry, I was
There
like,
we
wait, that's
go.
the wrong name. Wait a second. Through the lands of House Juniper, taking her to your old friend
Mm,
and possibly to her doom.
mm.
So yeah, you've definitely been there. At least once.
I like Juniper. Good walls.
Yeah, I suppose. Feel like the mountains are the bigger walls that we need. Don't have to deal with all these vampire nonsense on this side. But guess we
Why
must pay our
not?
respects to the kingdom.
Why not?
Kind of points to the east. Walls, like you said, big ones. Makes it
Mountains
hard to get a
create
marching army
shadow.
through. What's up?
Mountains create shadow.
Yeah, but I mean they got to get through tier first, so we have several armies between us and them. Don't seem to be too much of a problem. But don't mean to bring down the mood. It's a beautiful night. Moon's nice, and I've made a new friend. I just have not met a sentient. Sorry, have not met a Warforged before, and it's very interesting to meet your acquaintance. Do you mind if I take a sketch of you?
Nothing weird, right?
I mean, I don't think so. Wait. No. No, just the exterior would be great. I think that looking any deeper would be maybe something for a second date. He kind of chuckles.
Burke actually chuckles back. Like, for Burke, chuckling is more of just like a rattling of the armor, but it happens.
And he says, so he's like, well, why don't you make a pose for me? I'd love to be able to sketch you. And he pulls out a small little writing desk, and he kind of sits down and pulls out some inks and pens and some charcoal.
Burke, as opposed, just kind of he T-poses
Wait,
and then
you
just
what?
go T-poses and goes like completely still.
Like, oh, you mean like arms to the side as if you were a model?
No,
For-
or yeah, a 3D model. Like,
3D model, yes.
he just goes into anatomical sketch mode.
Oh, that's incredible. He goes, oh, perfect. Oh, excellent. See the joint. May I touch you, Sir Warforge? As he kind of gets closer and he wants to kind of take a look at where you're at and just kind of giving you a sketch of you.
I have feeling senses. Don't get grabby.
Sir, like I said, not till the second date. And he kind of goes about just kind of giving them broad sketches and kind of looking really interested in the way your joints work and everything. And begins chit-chatting you. So what brings you to this lovely party? Said you had some friends here. Certainly. But any particular reason why you're here?
Vesper, Talon, Star.
It's good to have friends. If you ever love to be able to host you and show you some hospitality if you ever come down to lovely lands of Juniper ever again. I have some I must admit, there's an old story that my father told me about a friendly warforge, and kind of always pretended to have a warforge friend as a kid. So it's kind of a thrill to meet you, and I've told my kids the story. So it'd be just a real pleasure to be able to introduce you to them. They're back home, of course. But
That's intriguing.
oh, how do you mean?
I've heard stories. Warforged are violent, Warforged are destructive.
Yeah.
Warforged aren't great in most stories.
Well, that may be true, but not all violence is bad. You need to have a strong arm to protect someone. You can't have a protector if you're unprepared to be violent. Otherwise, you just have nice words.
Could I hear?
Sure, I could make one up on the spot. This sounds great. Uh,
The story.
yeah.
Oh, it's fictional.
Well, I don't know. I thought it was, but the way your plates have that iridescent sheen, it was described that way in the story. Makes me think maybe it wasn't.
We are rare.
I believe you were. And he tells you a story. And rather than me try to make up prose on the spot, I will tell you it was in prose, and I will summarize it for you.
Hooray!
Because nobody needs me that painful live on stream right now. It tells you a story about two warforges. Brothers that were lost. And they separated over a great fight many years ago. A war that was started by an insult that blew up into a very horrific resulting conflict. And then thousands of years later, one of the brothers was found by a small boy, covered in moss, looked to be really part of the landscape. The boy attracted the attention of a beast, separated from his parents and his tribe. And right as the boy was about to be killed, this moss-covered rock comes up and strikes the beast down. The boy is shocked, tells his mother, comes back, the rock is not moved. The boy spends months coming to that spot every day, knowing what he saw was real. Eventually, they become friends. Lifelong friends. Of course, that's just the first of the stories. The boy met the Impossible Man. I always pictured him as very soft-spoken.
The Warforged.
Sir,
We have differences. Each a personality.
are there many of your kind left?
Nope.
Well,
There's
I could say
me.
this is a blessed day. Good.
There's me, Burke. There's Kestrel Forgeborn. And possibly Bassinet.
Just the three of you.
Hopefully more.
Well, today is a blessed day indeed that I got to meet You, Sir Warforged? And he gives you a formal bow. And presents you the drawing.
Oh, that's nice. Burke does take it and stands there admiring it for a bit.
Yep, you look like a T, as if you were a 3D model being ready to be rigged,
Nice.
which is incredible. So stupid. Do you drink?
Drink nor eat.
Oh, well, I guess I'll have to have one for you then. And he runs over and grabs 2 glasses and cheers you with one and drinks the other.
He'll take the glass that he's offered and just puts it into his maw.
And if you'll allow it, he'll stick around and just he'll pepper you with questions about Warforge.
Sure, and every once in a while I'll throw a question to him in kind, because as far as Burke can tell, this guy doesn't have a ton of like relevant information. Like it doesn't sound like there's a Warforged that's like the town statue or anything, hopefully, but on the off chance that there is, he will still keep entertaining the conversation.
He does tell you that the story refers to a boy finding an ancient stone that was a Warforged, and it tells of the location of where it was, somewhere in the greater Juniper lands. There is a statue in town, though he does not believe it's an actual Warforged, as it does not have that same iridescence that you do. Really a pale comparison, if I'm honest.
Remind me his name again?
His name is Elias Yola. Ylona. Yolna. I can pronounce things that I wrote. Yolna.
Okay.
Elias.
Cool.
He is the head of House Yolna, which is one of the minor houses of House of Juniper.
Cool.
The Duchy of Juniper. I gotta be using the right titles because I know them, and I should do that. Excellent. All right. After you guys spend several hours chit-chatting and talking stories, finding someone who's just thrilled to meet you is kind of a treat, because you've been met with a lot of fear and mistrust over the years.
Mm-hmm.
For varying levels of good reasons. Anyways,
For a lot of very good reasons.
I mean, yes, it was. But I think now would be a good time for our players and audience to take a short rest. Once again, we will all see you guys back here in about 15 minutes. Thank you so much. Looking forward to talking more of this with you guys. See you guys soon.
Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
For not too long, goodbye.
We'll be back. Don't
Farewell.
leave.
We fast forwarded. It's fine.
Don't go that far, please.
Welcome back, mortals and monsters. You may have not heard that whole sentence, but that's okay. Uh, hope you had a restful and rejuvenating short rest. Real quick reminder, for those of you who want, feel free to click on our lovely goodness. And as a current heads up before we end this evening, just like we do at the end of every session, we will be hosting a little poll on who deserves a Destiny point. You can find that link on our Patreon. You don't have to be a patron to vote, but we do appreciate your interaction so we can know who gets our fancy Destiny points. Anyways, we have some more fun stuff to go over, so I just want to hop right back into it. So, party's going great. Burke has made a friend. Sir Star has embarrassed the ever-living hell out of this poor guy.
And made a friend.
And embarrassed him. Talon is hunting the hot gosp, and Vesper is working. She's working the damn
Hey,
room.
Sir Star is also working.
That is true.
Yeah,
I
we're all
didn't say
working.
he wasn't. That's the way that you guys took that. I just said specifically.
Well, you
should be
say
working.
a lot in what you specifically say about some people, but don't say about others.
You know what? I feel
The
like
difference is Star gets to make friends while he works, and I don't.
We'll see if we can fix that. Yeah. Why don't we get to it? Vesper.
Yeah.
You got a list.
I do.
You got the
It's
Master
not
of
right
Secrets, the Regent, and King Cadden, which is just really horrible mouthfeel. Ooh, I don't like that.
It fits though, you know. Sometimes you
Yeah.
want a bad mouthfeel for your
Just
for your
barely.
character idea. Huh?
Mm.
Is that what she said? Is that what she said? Wow. So.
I love you so much.
Love you too, buddy.
Damn it.
I wasn't talking to you, but I also love you.
I
I love
don't
you too.
care. I will take the love even if it's not offered. Huh.
Taking my love. Taking my Nathaniel love right out of my lap. How dare you?
I mean, hey, I got to get it somehow, okay? God damn. God damn. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
I think my conversation with the Regent will be shorter.
Sure.
So if we
Let's
want to
start
do that next, once
Yeah, we can do
he's
that.
not being beleaguered by sycophants, it's my turn to beleaguer him with my sycophanticness.
I mean,
That's a thing that he faces. I don't actually know if it is. Do people know he's in charge? I feel like they
Yeah,
do.
well, they know he's the regent, and so whether he's officially in charge or not, he's the one who's most closely connected with the king. He's always
So-
in the king's ear, so yeah.
So what's the deal with this regent situation? Because usually a regent is for somebody who's not fit to rule either yet or anymore. They're like
Sure.
an in-between type of person. So like, what's his deal? As the plane goes overhead. Sorry.
I did not hear it at all. It's all good. Why don't you give me a read the room roll? I guess history works.
History. That's a 1. So total of 9. No idea.
He was put in charge when his parents died, and King Cadden was very young. It was he was murdered. Looks like so the last major act that the. No, I'm sorry. Actually, we don't know who killed his parents. It is not.
And by his parents, you mean
King
the king's
Cadden.
parents? Yeah.
The
okay.
king's parents. Sorry. Yes.
And is the
sorry.
regent related to the king? He's his uncle or something?
He's his fourth cousin.
fourth cousin. All right, so
Yeah.
yes,
So
but
he's
also yeah.
yes, but like everyone's someone's.
They
fourth
could get
cousin.
married. It wouldn't be that weird.
Exactly. It would be hard to make heirs between them, but that's a different.
Yeah,
problem.
I mean, magic exists, baby. We don't. I'm not
does.
going to ask questions.
I wasn't going to propose any.
Uh,
Yeah. So yes, they're related, but in like a distant way.
Distantly, yeah.
He doesn't have any direct line or claim to the throne. But as House Telgamori has a lot of political power, he abdicated his seat and to be the head of his house in order to help act as the king's advisor.
Okay.
He has been so ever since the king was a little kid.
okay. So outwardly, since I rolled bad, this is just
Yep.
my player operation impression, and you can confirm or deny as you see fit. It seems like because the king's a fuckboy, he doesn't bother telling the regent to go away like he normally would when he gets coronated,
Yep.
instated, because he's like, oh, you can just keep doing the work for me, and then I can fuck off because I'm the king, and I like that. So that's kind of the outward impression.
That is
Okay.
the not so closely guarded secret of the kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah, the king shows up to meetings. He never seems terribly enthusiastic to be a part of them.
Mm-hmm.
The regent is always helping him make decisions and trying to encourage him to take on more responsibility.
Yeah, you do the political stuff. I'm gonna do the fun stuff, and we'll make it work.
Yeah, he's not taken very well to the idea is to lead is to serve. He doesn't like that part.
And
Yeah.
the regent, as said by the Master of Secrets, is notoriously difficult to read. So-
Yep.
Okay.
To lead
Cool.
us his swerve.
Ooh.
So what?
Zag on him.
Zag on.
Zag on him.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
So he is with the king.
Ooh, 2 birds, 1 hot vesper.
Okay. We're gonna chew on those for a while and figure out where that
It's
takes
like
us.
that's not the choice of words I was going for with the beginning of that sentence, but words come out of your mouth and you're live on stream, so you said what you
And
say.
they're forever canonified. And
Alright.
once again, we do good words. So they are at the northernmost end of the king's estates, on kind of a large outdoor throne, where a number performances seem to be rotating in front of the king, presenting to him as, specifically. So each major and minor house will bring a presentation or performance of some sort for the king, as well as offer a gift.
Okay.
So he is receiving presentations right now. Talon, you'll be up in about 45 minutes, maybe an hour. Will be your
Cool.
turn to perform for the king.
Do they look approachable? Because if they're not approachable, then this kind of defeats the whole purpose.
It's
If they're
not
up
a
on their throne doing
great
business
time.
and not
They
like
are.
out and about, then
Yeah,
like
it's not a great time for it. It'll be several hours before they'll
it's
be
been
done
several
listening to
hours.
stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of noble houses, and they do a lot of performances, and everybody wants to make sure they can do their best.
Okay, then should we move
participate.
on to somebody else? Because
Yeah, Master of Secrets would be a good person to speak with.
Okay. Did all that.
Why don't you give me a perception roll, see if you can track him down.
21.
Okay. As you're wandering around the estate,
And I'm doing, as I'm walking between people, let me make it clear, I'm like schmoozing with people who seem schmoozable, who I know, who I want to connect with, like, but in brief, and we don't need to go over, right?
Yep.
So, people that I used to be friends with, people that, like, I might want to make a connection with for business stuff. Hi, how are you? How's it been? I know it's been a long time, right? Well, here's my thing, like
Yep.
little
It's business
conversations like that. Yeah, 100%.
Cool. Yeah. So you do your good schmoozing. Just for fun, why don't you give me a persuasion roll, just to see how likable you are to the people at large.
24.
So good is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, very good. You do a lot of good work to put the name of Vesper de Lathe in people's mind in a positive light. You weren't someone who had any real clout or wasn't really spoken of.
No, I was a
much in the
teenager.
past.
Yeah, I didn't
You
have
were a
anything
teenager.
to do with this.
You fucked off and joined a bunch of brigands to do some, do some violence.
Brigadiering.
And, what's up?
Brigadiering, go on.
Brigadiering, yes. But you've, grown up. You were speaking very well of yourself and of your house, of your family, and more often than not, you are getting positive vibes of people. You know what? In fact, one of the people that you do run across at some point is Malik.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to approach him, but if he approaches me, then
He does.
Yeah. Okay.
Lady Delaith.
Lord Triton. It's a magnificent performance you put on. I haven't seen something like that. Well, ever, frankly.
Very kind. The months of rehearsals and many long nights. But it seems it was worth it.
Your efforts certainly paid off.
Thank you. I wanted to take a moment
Mm-hmm.
to speak with you.
Of course.
As there has been some bad blood between our houses, which I'm sure you are well aware. And I think there are better reasons to have a feud. As you know, my father is engaged, and we can put this unpleasantness behind us. And
Certainly.
I wanted to welcome you back to Tyr. And he extends a hand to you.
I smile at him, like, very genuinely and widely. And I'll shake his hand and say, it's genuinely appreciated. I've been out of sorts for some time, but it's safe to say the decisions of a brash 17-year-old are not something I stand by, at least in the method that they were done. So I appreciate your seeking me out, and congratulations to your father. I'll send you something special of ours from House Delay as congratulations.
Well, that would be lovely. If you happen to have a 61, that would be
61.
most generous.
Saved mostly for special occasions, but I know of a few. Kept for my
He gives you a
sister's
real smile.
private stock, but if there's anyone who can get into it, you've come to the right girl. You'll see that
Excellent.
it's... And if there's anything that you prefer, please, just say the word.
My father doesn't drink. And he gives you a bit of a wink.
She, does that little gentle, like, push on the arm, like, scoundrel.
I've had my moments.
You'll see it done. And I
It's
hope
a
we
party,
can...
after all. Hopefully there's been a little time to let loose.
Bit of this, a bit of that. We're waiting for the party to begin, I think. Once the performances are over. They're fun and all, but
Oh, well, you'll be gracing the dance floor then.
of course. Do me a turn.
He takes a moment and, yes, I think I shall. That'd be lovely.
I'll find you.
He gives you a bow, much more warm than your earlier interactions.
Yep. She'll curtsy back and then kind of give him a look from under her eyelashes as she walks away.
Flirtatious?
Just a little. Just a little.
Okay.
Damn, Vesper's off a leash for like half a day.
Gonna make Talon jealous or die trying.
Not trying to make Talon jealous.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to make an impression.
Yeah, well, you certainly did.
We're going to use all the tools at my disposal.
Excellent. Okay.
All
right. A couple hours later, oops, it gets kind of early into the evening. Oh, actually, it's a good time. Talon, there's a performance that happens about an hour later for... No, I apologize. That's going to happen along with the fireworks as part of his performance. That will happen later. It's going to be the very last performance, and I would like to do that at the end of the session. If that's okay. So there is a bit of an intermission between performances where the king and the regent get to start entertaining people and taking gifts and questions and schmoozing, all that good stuff. Vesper, you do find yourself with an opening to speak with one or both of them.
Okay, so here's my scheme.
Okay, I love it. Give.
I'm gonna find, somebody to talk to nearby and do that thing where, you kind of know you're trying to gather somebody's attention and like you laugh a little loudly in your conversation, you're looking very animated, not paying attention, but I'm trying to grab the king's attention specifically because I know that he pays attention to pretty ladies.
Yes, he does. And
So
Vesper
I'm
happens to
trying
be a pretty
to-
lady.
Yes, so I'm trying to get close enough, have a conversation, kind of watch them in my periphery, but make it look like I'm not approaching yet to see if I can catch their attention first.
Sure. Would performance... Do a bit of a performance here. Performance, persuasion, whatever you want.
So I'm going to take persuasion if you're giving
you
me the
have-
option.
Yeah,
I
I'll
have
take- I'll
a
give
much
it to you.
better addition to that. That's a dirty 20.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you see the king kind of lock eyes with you. He's none too subtle about it. He's definitely leering. Gives you a good looking down. He kind of pulls the regent over and kind of motions to you. And a few minutes later, he comes by, to you, bows deeply. His Eminence, Lord Cadrith V, has deemed to grant you a moment of his time. If you'll follow
Oh.
me, Mr. Leith, Lady DeLeith.
Yeah, I'll do a big curtsy and say goodbye to the person I was talking to. Hopefully, in my head, it's like, another young woman around my age, and I just give her the eyes of like, oh, what's happening here?
Oh, and,
Kind of-
and the rumor mill begins to go.
Exactly, yep.
Cool.
Okay, I follow.
Yeah, the king is...
If I can, because I
Yes.
imagine this is in a more crowded area.
Yeah, so they're... It's not devoid of people, that's for certain.
No, yeah. So I'm going to try to clock either Burke or Sir Star as I'm
Okay.
following, if I can. And just make
Okay.
eye contact and be like, you seeing this shit? If I get poisoned, just back me up.
Keep a heads up. Great.
Yep. If I can find either of them. If not, it's fine. But I'm not skirting through the crowd. This is just me scanning to see if I can clock
Yeah,
either of
I
them.
think Burke he's trying to keep you in an eye shot, and he's metallic and shiny, so you'll probably see him
Yeah.
on any sort of firelight.
And at
Wouldn't be
least a
too
head
hard to
taller than
clock
anybody
him.
else here.
Indeed, he is.
So-
Sir Star, you're tracking Talon, correct?
Yeah, and they were going somewhere more secretive.
Yes. So you
Okay.
would not be able to see Sir Star.
Okay. I don't think I would ever be able to pick Sir Star out of a crowd, but I will try in vain. But if I see
Which
Burke,
face is he wearing this morning? Oh, I don't even know,
Yeah,
man.
It's like, oh man, he's too good at this. I gotta look for the giant. Well, no, because I know what he looks like. Because I helped him get dressed, and I helped grow his
Right.
beard. So
You
I know what
helped
he
me
looks
break
I
the
know
beard.
you know that. It's more of a comical
he's-
moment.
Yes.
You could
I'm just
probably
like,
track him by perfume.
Okay. Not a bad idea. Noted. I'm gonna think of that
What?
one for later. But I'm gonna try to make eye contact with Burke and just look meaningfully.
Sure.
Be like,
Burke
Stuff's
starts getting out of his T pose, ready to follow you.
He was still in the pose.
it's comfy. You can just lock your armpit joints and just stay like that. All right.
It's a ridiculous statement or a ridiculous visual. Thank you, Ian.
Always.
Okay, cool. So you're being led up to kind of a large dais, where the regent kind of leads you in front of 5 or 6 waiting dukes and barons and baronesses, and leads you right to the line. They seem they're nonplussed about it as you just kind of cut the line. The king kind of, as he's very casually leaning with one leg over his chair,
Yeah.
a wine goblet somewhat sloshing as he kind of slurs his words a little bit. Welcome to my party. And Miss Leith, was it?
That's me, Your Grace, Your Highness, Your Highness. So say the right one. I just had to think
Right,
about it.
of course. As long as us players keep it straight, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, yeah.
And what are you presenting to me this evening?
Well, my house, my sister, Malinda Denman, provided you with many of your refreshments. Much of the wine, I hesitate to say all of it, is provided by myself and my family.
Yes, and it is truly a delicious vintage,
Hmm?
as he takes another big sup of it. But I did not ask what your sister brought, Mr. Lath. What do you bring? The
What
king.
do I
the
bring,
king
sir?
of tea.
Well, I have been a student in Tyr myself for the past several months, weeks. How long has it been?
Months now, I think.
Yeah,
Weeks? Maybe no. Hold on a second. What's
I
the
think it was weeks. But
I think it was weeks. I think you're correct. Accelerated
Well,
program.
yeah. So
And you're graduating in 4 weeks.
Well, sir, I've been a student myself here in Tyr for the past 4 weeks. Accounting, I'm afraid. Nothing particularly interesting. I can do you a small magic trick, should you like, but beyond that, I serve my house. And my sister. To our own ends, of course.
You offer the gift of entertainment. He kind of smiles lecherously. Yes, I think that will do.
Small tricks.
Please, entertain. And he kind of leans back and downs his wine and holds it out, kind of waving to someone over to.
Said, oh, goodness gracious. Sorry, I'm looking at my spell list.
It's all good. What is prepared today?
I will give a little bow and say, my talents are modest, my lord. I'm still learning, but perhaps this will entertain you. And I will use disguise self to transform myself into the regent. Look just like him.
He's giving you bedroom eyes, and all of a sudden you look at the regent, and he spit takes and begins laughing at the top of his lungs.
Mm-hmm. And I will
I like her.
do my best kind of silly impression. You know, my king, whatever could you need me for? A meeting to attend? A document to sign? I am at your service.
Um,
Oh,
you give me
Just-
an insight roll.
being a
Better
little
not
silly.
awaken anything in him.
Jesus. I'm going. It's okay. There's a second half to this plan, I promise.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah.
22.
Okay. The king looks genuinely delighted. You see him kind of like poking a toe at the regent. Look, you're in a dress. And he just kind of is laughing at the regent. Looks, he's giving. Oh yes, very good, very good. But he looks. He's not thrilled
I'm sure.
by the situation. He's very much placating to the king, but he doesn't like to feel foolish.
Damn it, I had a half a plan and the plan's gonna go to shit because I thought I could change my appearance, but I cannot. Damn it. Alright, it's fine.
Okay.
I'll drop it. And I will cast message just by sort of holding a hand up in front of my mouth, and I'll cast
Sure.
message to the king and just say, like I said, small tricks, but I'm glad you find them amusing.
He laughs and but then his eyes seem to attract another pretty lady. Very good. We'll speak of more when you learn a new one. Please come and share with me. I'd love to see more of yours.
Did you enjoy dancing, Your Highness? Please. I would love to indulge later.
And later it is then, and he kind of smiles and gives the semblance of his arms outspread with the wine goblet splashing wine everywhere, and kind of bows his head. Until later, Lady Delaith. Or should I say Lady Regent? She's gunning for your job. Very good, sir. Very good.
I'm gonna
Very nice.
laugh and as soon as my back's to the king, but the regent can see my face, the
Yep.
act immediately drops. And I
Uh-huh.
make meaningful eye contact with him and then kind of glance off into a corner.
Yeah. It's a few, maybe, 15 minutes. People come by. If you excuse me, sir. He goes, yes. He goes, I'm going to get you some more wine. Please do. And, he kind of waves him off. The regent bends down, whispers into one of the many servants that are servicing the king, tells to bring wine, and he makes a line over to you.
I immediately hand him a glass of something Delaith, not too strong, a
Sure.
little light, but just. I hope he'll accept this with my apologies. So he caught me off guard.
He tends to do that. God, I wish it got easier. Anything has become more regal, he says. He catches himself and he winces and takes a sip. Oh, this is good.
Whisper genuinely lets out a snort of that derisive kind of laughter.
Uh-huh.
I get
You've
it.
certainly caught yourself an admirer. At least for this evening. How may I
Depending-
help you?
Well, an admirer our liege may be. I have something a little more academic on the agenda. As I'm
Ye-
sure you're aware, the certification doesn't mean our work stops.
I'm hoping for a day off sometime in the next millennium.
I understand.
He kind of smiles a bit tiredly.
I just wanted
What can I do for the House Delaith?
Well, as I'm sure you're quite aware, House Delaith has been. Our standing has been a bit flimsy in Tyr in general, but my actual interest is more upon the lines of. I noticed House Keon still doesn't have a seat on the council. Not that anybody's going to be removed anytime soon or anything, but
He kind of takes a deep breath. That is the case. Bit breaking with tradition, but extraordinary times, whatever.
things are difficult right now. So I just like to offer the support of myself and my house, as well as I speak a bit for Keon at large. Should there needs be any political support.
Realize his voice is more gravelly than I've been doing it. Let me try again. And is there any particular seat you had in mind that would be beneficial for House Keon?
Well,
Commerce,
tradition-
maybe.
Commerce is certainly an option. I'm selfishly, I'm an accounting student now. Actually, the magic's thing is more of a private study, but I didn't think the king would enjoy a display of calculus. So,
Oh, he certainly would not. I can say with quite a bit of certainty.
but should whispers come of somebody looking to retire, as the time may soon be for some, just think of me, if you would.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Perfect. All right, this one I'm going to use my superiority dice. Use commanding presence because I want to do really good. Let me add a superiority die to the persuasion roll.
Nice.
Okay,
That is
that's
a good time to use that.
not bad. 11 plus 10 is 21 plus 8 is 29. I still can't crack that.
Fuck.
thing,
Do better next time. Maybe you'll get better than 30.
I know. What am I gonna do?
Another 29. you
Another
monster.
29.
All right.
And I'm gonna smile at him, but like in a much more genuine way than the, coquettishness.
Sure. Right. Perfect. Sounds good.
I'll say also.
Good.
Well, yeah, let him respond first. Sorry.
Well, I can't imagine Lord Bravel will be anxious to forego his seat anytime soon, but if and when that time comes, I'll be certain to keep you in mind.
Commerce, coin, anything of that sort, I can see myself doing well at. And she'll kind of lean in and say a little softer, I've seen firsthand some of what's going on the outskirts of the nation, the less well-defended areas. I have a bit of a bleeding heart and a vested interest in helping people in any way I can.
The Fortuna's seat would be more to your liking.
Maybe. But I have a sharp mind and a sharp tongue. So, whatever.
Well, I certainly am not opposed to restoring old ways of balance. Of course, it is the king to decide, not I.
Of course. And as she says, of course, she gives him, like, a knowing look, and then, like, eyes snap to the king and then back to his, like, you get it, you see what I'm doing here? Kind of trying to give him that facial expression of, I understand how to ploy to him, as well as how to, be genuine with others.
He lets a, his stern kind of face kind of let go for a second, and he seems to give you a genuine chuckle. Yes, Lady Delaith. Certainly, the king will approve of his new dance partner.
Somebody's got to make an impression. Nobody seemed to be able to do so yet. But
Well, I've done my best. That,
I wouldn't blame you. Certainly. Look at it. Say, the attention wanders, after all, when one doesn't know what one wants, truly. Thankfully, that's not the case for most of us.
Wise words. I'm sure we'll be seeing more of each other, Vesper.
My lord?
Good day.
That's the
good
70
festival.
if you enjoy it. I said, that's the 78 if you enjoy it. If not, we'll find something more to your taste.
It is superb. Thank you.
I know. You're welcome. Enjoy yourself, my lord. We'll see you again.
I'm sure we will. And you see him take a deep breath, finish off his wine, place it on a table, and you see him straighten his collar and school his facial expressions and head back on the stage with the king. Grabs a carafe. The wine you requested, my lord. Her Majesty, excuse me. And pours another glass for the king.
Aiden.
Hmm?
I said Caden. The wine you requested. Calls him by his first name. Her.
Cadden.
Caden. Cadine.
Indeed he does. All right.
I have a very... could take or leave this. I have a good vision of Vesper, like, brushing her shoulders, like, yes, job well done, me turning around, and it's just Burke right there.
I like that a lot. Lovely. We'll do... you want to do the Master Secrets as well right now?
Yeah, he's the last
Sure,
one, and
so
I think
last
this will be a short check-in. So
Perfect.
He already knows the whole thing, so I don't have to go through the dance of explanitude.
If you don't mind, rather than being Burke there, as you turn around, it's Maestro Linux.
Oh, sir. My lord, you startled me.
Hell, wouldn't be very good at my job if I couldn't do that.
I suppose that's true. How can I help you? Are you enjoying yourself? Wine? Ambiance? Performances?
I never drink when I'm working,
Yes.
but the
I see it.
performances have been particularly good this year.
I'm glad you've gotten to see some.
Mm.
Can imagine something like this for you being more work than play.
Sadly accurate.
I'd be lying
Yes.
if I said I wasn't doing the same.
How
As I'm sure
has
you noticed.
I have wanted to touch base.
Mm-hmm. How are things? I mean, I'm doing my best. Making friends. Again, in some cases. Or
Good.
renewed in others, but
He will kind of motion for you to head off to a little bit more of a secluded, one of the many gardens among the estates.
sure. I follow.
Says it pains me to tell you that Councillor Breville has died tonight.
Councillor Breville. Is that the last coin?
It is.
Okay. So I have his.
Johannes Breville.
Okay, I have a different last name for him, but that's fine.
I.
I'm
That's
sure you
probably
changed
before
it.
I made the
Yeah,
nobility.
yeah, it's fine. I believe.
Johannes. Yep.
Okay.
It is one of the minor houses of Togamori. It is
We
the
did it.
Brevils.
We did it.
Congratulations.
We got those 30 points.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
As am I. He was an old friend.
Mm-hmm.
But these things do happen. A man of his age.
She sort
It's
of
always-
nods. I think in that moment, like, he's a very observant guy, so he would notice that her pupils are totally blown out. She's like, oh god.
I appreciate what you have done for the kingdom. And I hope you can appreciate what it means to be a friend or a foe to the crown.
I live to serve the people of Tyr. To make them safe and as happy and healthy as it is physically possible to make them.
He gives you a nod. Never forget, we are servants for anything.
First and foremost.
Will you do?
I look forward to working with you. If I can count on you.
I will not oppose you.
I'll take
You
it.
will make a good case of your aptitude for this. Make a case that is at least plausible. You have my support.
I think I can. I think somehow I was supposed to be here in this moment.
Sounds a bit too much like fate.
I worked too
Doesn't
hard.
strike you as religious, Vesper.
I'm not. But I have close friends who are. Or were, in some cases.
His eyes sparkle for just a moment.
Something I think you can empathize with, maybe. She kind of looks at him and squints. My close personal friend, Sir Alan Starr, would say, things are aligning as they are meant to be, as hard as we work to align them in that way. He would say it more cleanly than that, but I'm wording it less so.
Yes, the gods give us choice to help us write our own fate, excuse me. At least that's the way I've always viewed them.
That being said, because I'm going to forget to ask later,
Mm-hmm.
in Burke's timeline, was the Master of Coin dead this early?
No.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep,
Okay.
that's what we fucking thought. Making moves, baby. Oh, God.
He definitely was not.
Them destiny points add up.
Yeah,
Well, I guess he's out of the way.
he is.
So I guess now I'm going to spend 20 destiny points to make sure that seat belongs to me.
Okay.
I'm going to
Wait
erase
till-
him. I'm going to do it.
All right, you want to
Do
wait
it.
till the next day when we have some council business to do?
Well,
But yeah, the seat will be yours. Make
I was
a
gonna
good
say,
little oration. Yeah.
does
I
it
mean,
does it matter when I do it? You
Not
want me to do
really.
it now? You want me to wait?
I mean,
He's
you're not
dead.
the
That's the
counselor
thing I
yet.
was waiting for. Seat's empty,
Yeah.
baby.
All that
Yeah,
being said, it's super sus that you were just asking everyone at the party. And
I
then he
know. I
just
was
ends
like,
up
God
dead.
fucking damn it. I mean,
In
I
case this
assume like
happens- oh, did
I've got to
you
make
kill
a
him?
case for myself,
No.
but like the point being that I'm not going to fuck this up because of one bad roll is what this
No,
means.
no, there will not be
Yeah.
a roll. I just want you to RP this, but you will.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
will
no,
have
for
the-
sure, for sure. I'm still gonna do the work because it would be goofy if I didn't. But
Hey guys, I'm Vesper.
Hey,
I would be really good. I'm
I'm
like
your
a
peer
junior in
now.
college. I'm
Yeah.
like I took one semester of
hey,
like
hey,
monies.
I'm 25.
And
I'm a
really
grad
good.
student. Okay.
And I just want you all to know it's great to work with you.
Yeah, fucking for real.
Pieces.
No, I imagine this is gonna be a campaign, like plot wise, but like
Yeah.
it's just meaning that it's gonna
Yeah.
happen unless I
Yeah.
absolutely blow it up on purpose. But
Correct.
I don't
Yeah.
plan
No.
to do that. So I'll wait then. I'll wait.
Give me an insight roll.
Oh boy. Do I have? Yes, I'm gonna use tactical assessment.
Cool.
Spend another superiority die. And roll investigation, insight, or history. Get to add one. That's good. That's good. That's good. 16 on the d20 plus 6, which is 22 plus 7, which is I can't literally 29. This is the only number that I know how to roll. It's a great number to know how to roll. But
Allie, I need you to go if you don't mind. This is not how this works. And
sorry.
well,
I'm spending resources to do it.
I appreciate it. It's a great job, great roll, good job, well done. I'm assuming the player caught this, but just in case you didn't, it's pretty clear that
Oh, his man was killed by his coworker.
yes, 100%,
100%.
Yep.
No, I got it. Okay, but I
cool.
also
I
assume
thought
that
you
he
did.
is. Yeah, I assume that he is competent enough to do it in a way that's not going to fuck up anybody's life.
Well, except for the one he just killed.
Except
yes.
for the one. Well, yeah, but you know
His
he fucking
family
deserved
or
it, so it's
whatnot,
fine.
whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Man.
Yeah, it was a horrible accident. He choked on some shit during the
Such
party.
a tragic shrimp choking accident.
Yeah, hate it when that
How
happens.
could shrimp betray him? What's his favorite food?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Okay, perfect. I assumed as much, but just in case, like, I didn't want to gatekeep that in
I
case it wasn't
assume-
immediately obvious.
It's like if he didn't do it, he told somebody to go do it for him.
It
So-
got done is the point.
Yes,
it got
that's the
done. It got
point.
done good.
And on purpose. It got done on purpose.
Mhm,
Great.
mhm,
And Vesper's sort of like, oh god, I didn't think that was going to be where this went, but you know, do you take the people on your side as they come to you, mostly?
Yep. I mean, you
So-
tell him that one of his colleagues is betraying the kingdom, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you're right. That did happen, and
did
let's fix
happen.
that.
I could make a political stink about it, or I could kill him.
Solve the problem."
Mhm. Vesper just files that information away for how this whole situation operates and
Do not
plows
fuck with the Master of
forward.
Secret. Perfect. Yeah. That's everybody we want to talk to. Talon,
Yes.
you're up, my guy.
Great.
If you have a sentence or two about how your time with Raylan's been going, you can give me that, or we can move right into your performance.
Yeah, I mean, like, if we had any luck finding our quarry.
Give me investigation.
Okay.
I'll leave this to a roll.
I rolled a 19, so
29? Is it 29?
no. It's more like a 23.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair. That's fair. Yeah, you're 100% able to track down Lady Everest.
Yep.
And a guard that she spends a bit too much time talking to.
Oh.
And the colors of House Broder.
Dun, 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 dun. So I look at Raylan as we see them, and I look and I go, and we've just been like chit chatting about,
Sure.
not just gossip, but like things, right? Like actually getting to know, like, what's your favorite color? Do you like shrimp? Do you drink Malort? Things like that.
Normal Midwest conversations. It's fine.
God,
Do
she
you
says
try-
yes, and you're like, I can't do this.
It's over.
Never mind,
Yeah, I'm just
Raylan,
like,
I'm
no,
sorry.
we're done. I'm sorry. Wait, there's
Okay. Shrimp? God, no. Malort? God, yes.
Uh-oh.
Do you try to poison all the people that you're arranged married to, or is it just me?
Oh, no.
No, just
What a tease.
Leading questions.
He's just trying to level the playing field, okay?
legit though, trying to get to know her, because I
Certainly.
Talon doesn't really, other than what people said, but
From what you get to know, she is very passionate. Gossip is and courtly, gossip is definitely her passion.
yeah.
But she's not an airhead at all in any stretch of the imagination. She's got quite a shrewd mind and seems to be kind if in it for the goss. Yeah, and is warm and is eager to continue this blossoming friendship with you.
Nice. Yeah, and I'll let her know about me. None of the nasty weird bits. Like
So most of it.
trying to leave that out now.
Sure. That's fine. It's the first stage. You might as well bring up like the possession to like the second or third
Yeah,
day.
exactly.
Mhm. Totally.
Like that type of stuff. But we'll be forthright about, is he noble? I don't know.
Sure.
But who his dad is, what happened to his family, if she asks, right? And if not, if it doesn't go that deep, that's fine. It's like, oh yeah, I like the color blue and green, and I like earth
Yeah,
tones,
she doesn't
and
seem to like care as much about your family
yeah, great.
as much as like, yeah, she's just like, she's kind of really enjoying the attention and you playing and singing for her. And she tries to sing back. She's a little off tune, but she's got a lovely voice.
Yeah.
Out of key, but a lovely voice. And
can
so
be
you guys, just, yeah, I mean, with training, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we do that a little bit as we're trying to find our, our quarry, and we do. And once we do spot them, I'm like, oh, okay. So, and I look at her with this like devilish little grin. Do you want to get closer?
Oh, God, what if they recognize? Yes, but like, can.
How
Yes.
quiet
What
can
do we
you
do?
be?
What do I do? What do we do?
How quiet can you
She's-
be?
Let's find out.
I tell you what.
Very,
I-
actually.
I think
She takes off her shoes and kind of tiptoes in the grass and rolls like a 23.
Oh, cool. I was gonna give her bardic
Yeah.
inspiration too, so
You
Right.
can if you'd like.
nah, she doesn't seem to need it. She's just like, I can do this. And I was like, but
Yep.
what I do want to
Shoot.
do is be like, let me give you a gift. And I will cast invisibility on her. Which is from the Bandore. So
Cool.
the other thing I do is also play a little bit of music, right? To do it. And
I love
maybe
it.
that gets me noticed, maybe it doesn't. I'm not trying to get real close to them. We just spot them. So I'm just sort of like I'm,
Well, I mean, there's a
practicing.
bard playing music somewhere in this place where there's dozens
Yeah.
of bards playing music.
Right. So
It does,
hopefully
you do not
it's
stand out
more-
in the slightest.
Great, wonderful. And now she's invisible.
You feel a tug on your arm. This is the coolest thing that's ever happened. I know it.
Approach as you like. They probably won't hear you, and they definitely cannot see you. Although I can, and I'll cast see invisibility. Which lasts for the next hour.
As you cast it, you see her about an inch from you as she kisses your cheek, and she looks at you wide-eyed as she says you can see you, and then she kind of runs off towards the Lady Togamore. You can see her kind of not running, but quickly jogging in that way. It's nice and silent as she heads towards that.
Great. And
You see her.
I'm just going to
Go ahead.
quickly, I'm just going to act like I'm practicing, whatever is coming up later. Right.
Okay. You see her kind of get on all fours and like crouch behind a bush. Yes, nobody can see her, but that's okay. And she kind of gets real close, and you see her do a big gasp, and then you see the two people that are talking kind of look around, and then you see her kind of scurry back on all fours back
Plunk,
towards
plunk,
you.
plunk, like I'm fucking up really loud.
Yep.
Oh, no,
And-
right? Then I'll do deception if that's okay.
Yeah, give it to me.
And 28.
Oh. Yeah, she kind of gives you kind of a squinted look. Perhaps your practice is better appreciated somewhere else, Bard?
Apologies, my lady.
She kind of gives you a nod, and, the two of them walk off. Raylan kind of comes down saying, "Oh my, she said she loves him." She's just like very, very excited and pleasant.
Well, you're invisible for the next hour. Where else do you want to go?
She kind of like, her eyes get really big.
As long as I concentrate on you. That is.
Oh. Never had it worded that way. Sure. Yeah. Where'd it go? And she kind of looks around, kind of visible. I'm gonna sneak in the palace. Good luck! And she just goes running off.
Oh God. Like, wait.
Because you're still visible, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. And she goes running past. She's not being quiet at all. Her shoes are left behind, and she's holding up her long dress, and just is kind of running off. The guards look a little confused as the sound of footsteps go by, and she heads into one of the arches.
I will grab her shoes,
Okay.
put them in the haversack, and go
Perfect.
towards the arch.
Okay.
But that's about it. And practice there.
Sure. Okay. It's, another 20, 30 minutes later, Lord Hartford comes by. Talon, we're getting ready to, where's Rayland?
She's busy. I'm gonna give him a deception.
Go
to
ahead.
Make him think that I'm telling him that she's using the restroom.
Okay.
Oh, that's not good. That's a 16.
Oh.
I mean, it's not that it's not good. It's just not, the best.
It is not.
She's using the
Talon.
restroom?
Uh-huh. And is she safe in the restroom?
I think so.
Hmm. Perhaps you should go make sure.
I can't.
Hmm.
And he points
Women
at a
only,
guard.
huh?
And he like sort of over his shoulder like points at the arch.
Ah. Well, our performance is starting momentarily. Let me go see if I can find that she is not in any danger, and if she is done using the restroom.
You won't.
And
be
he
able
kind of walks over to one of the
see
guards.
Her. He says before he gets too far.
Mhm.
We were collecting stories, and she got very excited and just ran off. I can see her.
Invisible.
Yes.
He reaches into his vest pocket, pulls out a monocle, places it on his eye.
Oh,
Okay, I will see you shortly. And he kind of goes over to the guard.
thank you, my lord.
Yeah. Wilt, good to see you. He goes, Duke Hartford, good to see you. Yes. He goes, I'd be using the facilities. Yes, sir, do come with me. And he walks him in, and you see him kind of scanning the king's castle. The Duke just seemed to be welcomed in without a problem.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
About 15 minutes later, he comes out by himself. He waves to the guard, thank you. He, grabs you by the shoulder, Talon.
Mm-hmm.
While I don't love that you sent her into the palace, I don't think I've seen her this happy in a long time. I think I'm going to... She shouldn't get into too much trouble. Shall we go wow the king?
Let's. Plus, she only has about 15 minutes left anyway. I can't concentrate much longer than that.
Okay, well, hopefully you can concentrate on this. He kind of nudges your... you have a Bendore. Are you playing, your lute?
Oh no, I'm playing the Bandore
Nice.
of my father,
Very cool.
Vladimir's
All right.
Bandore.
Brilliant. Heads you to your place in front of King Cadden V, as well as the regent. Vesper, are you somewhere nearby still, probably? Yes, maybe. And
Probably.
All right, sounds good. And Peercy, I'm going to need a perform check from you as well.
Sure. I do have a question.
Yes.
On our way up there,
Mhm.
is anyone invisible around? Within 60 feet, I think is what it is.
Not that you've seen. Give me a perception roll.
No, I have C invisibility on, period.
I'm aware.
Okay.
But if they're hiding and invisible, you still need to spot them.
Oh, actually, no, it's not even with 60 feet. It's just period.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Yep.
Great.
Perception.
Never mind then.
Traditionally not good, but I rolled an 18 on that. I feel like I shouldn't have rolled an 18 on that, though.
No?
No, because I probably wanted that for my performance. But 21.
Okay, cool. As you look around, you do see a number of men and women in the king's livery,
Mhm.
kind of standing watch at major junctures, invisible.
Okay. That makes sense. Like,
It appears that there's a much larger force here than it is obvious.
that's smart.
And there's been people just chaperoning Burke this whole time.
Probably. Yeah, do I see a bunch of them kind of hiding around Burke?
Uh, yeah, there are a number of members around Burke
Like-
that are just kind of keeping a good, span or 3 distance away from him, but they're definitely clocking him as he's just a walking fucking weapon.
Yeah. I just kind of chuckle to myself as that happens, and then, yeah, get up on stage as is the time.
Mm-hmm. We have performance roll, please.
Cool. I want to spend a destiny point.
Okay. Describe your performance. Sorry, no, that's a natural 20. So
And that would be a 33.
beautiful.
Uh,
So
Yeah. This is we're playing like traditional music, right? Like it's a traditional
yes,
song. Yes. So I would like to play this song, right? So expertly.
Mhm.
It was as if I had written it and have been playing it my entire life. With little fills that aren't normally there and not like so flashy they're crazy, but it's like it's more adds to the emotion of the piece as opposed to the look how good they are. It's more like, oh my god. That makes
so
that
the equivalent of vibrato, but with a bendori.
right. Yeah, and you just that's by trilling your or moving your hand in the right place, right? Like just adding little
Right.
things, not big things. But it is I would like it to be the best performance of the evening, not because it's flashy, but because I'm just that damn good.
Yeah.
And then I'm curious if my friends pick up on who's like, what the fuck?
Your friends pick up on what?
Who's like, we thought we poisoned this guy.
Okay, great. So your performance is actually goes in time, something you practiced with Lord Hartford several times, with his fireworks display.
Mm-hmm.
The fireworks act as accompaniment and percussion in key moments of your performance.
Nice.
With a little magical flourish, those explosions change into sounding as other instruments, and beautiful lights appear in the sky along with it. As you're clocking yourself, so a bunch of things happen all at once. You're kind of clocking around. Your performance is amazing. People are breathless, gasps, mouths are open. Even the king, puts down his wine and just stares at you. It is a truly remarkable performance. You do notice that there is a guard in Telgamore livery, not the same one who spoke with Raylan, that's looking a little... He's got a tight line as he's staring at you, kind of giving you a stink eye as you're playing as well as you are. A moment later, you are smelling in the air the smell of charred wood and burn and maybe iron of some sort. The gasps turn to screams as you look up in the sky, and the fireworks that were in shapes of griffins and dragons and images of beauty turn to a vision of horror as you see a city on fire. Nayati, the capital of the dukedom, burning. You hear muttering, and this isn't funny. In fact, the Duke of Nayati going, "What is this? What am I seeing?" And in this rent in the sky, this image, this illusion, you see a figure white coat, black leathers, look down upon the assembled nobles that are all gasped in horror. So, Star, you recognize this individual. You know, you all do.
Yeah, it's Willard.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Happy Moon Festival, everyone. I bring you a gift. And we're going to end it right here.
You son of a bitch.
You're welcome. I figure we can go to his monologue next time. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining me on another session into the world of Alaemyr. We stream bi-weekly here on Twitch. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. We share all of our updates, sneak peek, and magical surprises. Before you go, we do need your help. Please, oops, you know what I really should do is give a link to this thing I'm going to place in the chat right now. We can do share. Oh my god, I was almost so good. Almost did everything right except for grabbing the link. But right now I'm posting this link into our chat. Right here where you can vote on who do you think deserves a Destiny point. As you guys may have heard, Destiny points are really cool resources that our players can use to do all kinds of cool things. You know, knock off members of nobility, play music really good, all kinds of cool stuff. So please click on that link below. You can vote on who you think deserved one. Last time, Vesper earned her 20th Destiny point, which has allowed her to take on the place of the Master of Coin moving forward. Anyways, if you're all looking to interact with us directly, you can join us on our Discord server. You can also find us on Patreon, which gives exclusive content, including world-building guides, private Q&As, and other cool stuff. Our next episode will be on Monday, the 22nd of January. Hope to see you there. But until then, keep your quills sharp and your eyes wide. See you next time.
Well,
Night. Bye, everybody.
Farewell.